Okay, so I'll take these three questions in order. What is my view on the future of sales and trading? So, look, I think it's going to move towards the direction of being, less principal and more agent. When that means is more, less principal risk taking. It's going to move from, making clients risk prices to being more of a conduit of risk. Um, I think there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. I think if you're very keen on taking risks and being a trader, I think there's going to be, to be frank, less of that. It's going to be less risk taking. There'll still be risk taking because it's going to be impossible to, make markets in number one options, and bonds is also difficult. Um, it'll be impossible for Dodd-Frank to completely remove risk taking there. So it won't completely disappear, but it'll never be sort of punchy as it was before. And the change in the industry means that you're going to have winners and losers as bank franchises over time. So it's very important for you to understand the actual bank you're joining. And I won't mention any bank names specifically, but generally you'll have these guys who used to be investment banks. So they would not have a corporate entity, they would not have corporate loans. So they would generally, the reason they were so competitive, and they didn't have excellent client franchises, but the reason they were so competitive in terms of pricing and the reason they made money is because they were taking proprietary risk on the other side. So they were able to sort of make risk prices in large quantities for clients, and they can no longer do so due to less capital and less risk taking. Um, and you have some global champions who do have a very strong loan platform, do have very strong platforms. Some banks have a very strong platform in FX, and they have a very good client franchise. So the fact that they have so many clients and they have flow across their retail branches and from their corporate clients, they can kind of create very liquid trading posts per se. So it's going to matter more and more going forward about the franchise where it's at. Certain banks and franchises are sort of retreating from global markets, and some are moving to take market share. So it's important that you do the homework and most importantly speak to people working there in the industry to tell you the nuances and positioning of that particular bank.